edition of Adventures in Brew Slang. I'm here with the Koffin Kats today. Gentlemen,
hello.
Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Vic.
I'm Eric.
John.
That's Monkey.
Booga booga.
You guys had an amazing show tonight. We were wondering just how much drinking do you guys think you do on average before a show?
You know, I'd like to sound professional and say, well, we try not to drink so much before shows, but really it's hit and miss. There's sometimes, maybe we'll have a warm-up shot before we hit the stage, and then there's some towns we get into where we just have so many friends that are like, here you go, here you go, here you go.
There isn't a formula.
There is no formula.
Now, every town you go to, you guys obviously have like a new band, or new bands that open for you, correct? Like different, like local bands.
Yeah.
I've seen like to have local bands on your tour. Have you guys ever been on a tour with a band that was maybe a lot crazier than you guys are, as far as...
We've been on tours with bands that are smellier than we are.
Which band do you remember? Off the top of your head?
There's Against the Grain.
Goddamn Gallows.
And Goddamn Gallows.
They stink.
Those are some smelly guys.
OC45, but only one guy in the band stinks.
Yeah,
his name is Adam.
Just Adam.
Just Adam. It's usually an Adam, isn't it? It
Yeah.
usually happens that way.
Yeah, in terms of craziness, I don't know. It depends what your definition of crazy is. Is it craziness of the live show, or is it craziness of what happens after the show and you're embarrassed to go into the house because one of those bands are in the house, and so therefore you're just like, I'm not here. This isn't happening.
Yeah, I guess it'd probably be like the whole experience. I recently watched an interview with like Mastodon, and they were interviewed, and they were asked, what's the craziest thing you've done, and they're like, dude, we literally. They think we drink and everything, but we go to bed at like 8 o'clock.
They're old men, dude.
The craziest thing they did was like throw a TV out of a window at some hotel. And they're like, we'll never do it again. We got to charge like $1 million. Yeah.
The problem is when those kind of things happen, though,
Yeah.
it's probably usually forgotten because it's probably certain levels of alcohol.
Yeah.
Going into certain parties and stuff like that, but I don't think we never damage anything. We don't throw stuff.
Try not to damage anything. I mean, I've broken things on accident.
Yeah.
But
what about Hotel Congress?
That wasn't us.
That wasn't us.
That
That
was
had
not
nothing
us.
to do with us. That was
What's Hotel Congress? What's that?
It's this hotel in Tucson, historic hotel. I think Dillinger was arrested there.
Yeah.
If you ever watched that movie Public Enemies, where he gets arrested, it's technically
It's supposed
a
to be at
hotel
that
Congress.
hotel. They've kept it the way it was.
It's super cool, historic, and we came in there for a weekend, and we're staying in the hotel, and of course we have some longtime friends in Tucson that we had a party. They turned the party up to 11, and the fire department and police showed up on one of the nights, and we were officially banned.
Well, it's because they shot this fire extinguisher off. And remember, this place caught on fire, 40s, 50s, whatever. It caught on fire a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so the people down at the main desk, it's whatever time in the morning, and the fire extinguisher smoke creeps. Well, it starts creeping down. They shoot this fire extinguisher off for whatever reason, and they leave. So this fire extinguisher smoke creeps down the stairs, so their initial thought is like, oh shit, the building's on fire. So they call everybody, the fire department and all that, just to find out it's that. But either way, we're left there like, oh, it wasn't us. It wasn't us.
Yeah. So technically, we didn't incur it because the person that bought the hotel rooms for us incurred it. But we built up a $800 charge, of which there was broken screens, so people could smoke in the room and ash out the window. There was a poop in the garbage charge of $50.
Where'd that come from?
Which is bullshit because
Which is bullshit.
it's literally which is because the garbage can it's like a $5 Rubbermaid can from Home Depot. Give me a break. A $50 charge. Come on.
Because they had to look at poop.
It's like
Why are you so mad about the poop?
because it makes me think twice about pooping in garbage cans again.
Yeah, there's
How often
no
do you think about
Justin
pooping in
Bieber,
garbage
yeah.
cans?
Well, wait. Man, okay. So this particular weekend, we had our old guitar player, Tommy Koffin, come out for the weekend. He was just hanging out. And he's really sensitive to really bad smells. So I just made sure that I went and shat in his garbage can in his room. So they went in there, he just would start puking all over the place. Yeah.
I'm sure he thanks you.
Oh, yeah. He thanked me by destroying a historic alarm clock.
Which he denied, and then years later, we found this video of like a night, and he's like, oh, I didn't do that, of course he didn't. And then we found this video of him actually like swinging it around and messing with it and all that. We're like,
We should put that shit on YouTube.
Yeah. Speaking of flaming
maybe in this we can like zap it
Yeah,
back,
maybe,
back to the
right.
video was.
You guys actually had an irate fan throw beer at you today. How often do you guys have like somebody throw
Who?
just random beer?
A chick.
Well, how often do you have somebody throw beer at you and then apologize afterwards?
Oh, she apologized.
Yeah,
That's
she was
pretty nice.
She's been a friend of ours for a long time, and she was just very, very drunk.
Yeah.
It's a situation where it's like you have somebody in front and the pit's going, and they're just a little too drunk to maintain themselves, and they're falling into shit, and they're falling into the microphone stands, and they're falling into people, and so it takes a lot for me to like to break from the show and go, hey, like you might want to like just move where you're at because this isn't safe.
Yeah, I've actually watched a ton of your live videos. I've never seen you guys break.
Yeah, well, I mean, but when people are putting, I don't want nobody to get hurt, including ourselves. So I'm like, say, hey, maybe you want to rethink your positioning at the show tonight here. And she took offense to it. And
where is your perfect pit positioning in your mind? Where is
It's where the people that want to be in it.
Anywhere and everywhere, just don't fucking hit our microphone stands.
Don't push people towards the stage.
Yeah.
Push them towards the back.
push them towards the back.
Yes. Have fun. Get wrecky, but
we're a band where we're like we utilize our microphone stands.
Yeah.
I don't have free hands. I have a giant bass to work with here. It's like I can't hold you off and continue the show going. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm happy to see people move. I guess at the end of the day, it's
you guys definitely have like one of the highest energy concerts out there. I think, like personally, I mean, everybody's moving, everybody dances. It's you don't really see that in a lot of bands. They dance and mosh at the same time. I guess.
It must be we play the primal booty shaking beats.
Yeah, I mean, you guys just don't even describe yourself as jungle boogie.
That's what it's called.
Punk
See?
band, right?
There
It's
he goes.
rock and roll.
There he goes.
You guys.
The ape is moving.
You dancing? Well, there he goes.
Yeah,
So,
he's thinking about us.
So another question I had, do you guys, I seen on your, I believe it was your Instagram, maybe like 2 weeks ago, that you guys had a ton of craft beer from your local area. Do you guys, are you big supporters of your local
Liberty
craft
Street,
beer
yeah.
scene?
Yeah.
You're probably talking about the Liberty Street post.
We are huge supporters of any local business anywhere that's catering to their area around them. We are strong proponents of, think locally.
Yeah.
Before you want to start thinking and complaining about things globally, you need to act locally. And that starts with your local brewery. Support them. They're making awesome beers. For the longest time, it was you had your option. You had Budweiser, you had PBR. I mean, that's what it was going to shows. And now you can drink kick-ass beers. You can get an awesome buzz off of 2 beers when you were spending, trying to drink 12 beers to get the same buzz.
Craft beer is definitely.
I think it's a miracle.
Yeah. Is there any beers from your local area that you guys recommend?
Well, I might be a little biased, but Liberty Street is awesome.
I don't know. We've been drinking a lot of those pumpkin beers.
Yeah, Liberty Street has this beer, and I know people are very divided on pumpkin beer. But they have this pumpkin beer called Pumpkin Pie Ale. It's got like a crucified skin head, but it's a crucified scarecrow on the bottle, and that shit. Oh man, once you start, you can't stop. It's like drinking pumpkin pies, but yet not so. Like with the problem with pumpkin beers is that you drink them, And after maybe one or two, you're like, this shit's way too sweet.
Way too sweet. Yeah.
Not the story with this stuff, and we love it.
The distillery in Detroit, 2 James Distillery, they're really good too.
Yeah.
They're really, really good. And then we know an ape that makes his own moonshine.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty good too.
We're really lucky in the Detroit area that's one of the new things that's popping up is a lot of breweries like batch.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of good cider too, like Brewery Vivant out of Grand Rapids, Northville Cidery, or North Winery.
Yeah,
that makes
cidery.
Cidery, yeah.
Cideries. That's what they're called now, though. No,
Well,
that's
right,
their new name.
cideries.
Yeah, they're cideries and
Yeah,
wine tasteries.
Tasteries. Another question I had: if you guys could name, or a certain type of beer after the Koffin Kats name, what would it be? Would it be stout, porter, Belgian, triple?
Actually,
Hang on a second. I said Brewery Vivant. That's a beer brewery. I meant Vandermill cider mill. Just so people aren't like asshole.
Yeah,
in the comments.
no one spelled check us.
Yeah. Don't fact check any of this.
We actually had a brewery in I'm drawing a giant blank right now, but in Chicago, Will's Brewery.
Oh, Revolution. Yeah.
They released a beer on Wednesday called Riding High, which is a song of ours.
Okay.
Pale Ale. And they actually, he texted me today. I didn't even know it was coming out. We had talked about this in like drunk talk. Like, we're going to release a new beer and name it after a Koffin Kats song. It'll be cool, whatever.
That's
like,
really cool.
not thinking it was ever going to happen or whatever. And then they did it. He's like, it's actually at the brewery right now.
Wow.
But they distribute to the, basically the Great Lakes area. And they got a lot of good beers up there too. Bring stuff to the shows and when we're out in Chicago and whatnot. So.
Speaking of which, what is your favorite city to drink in?
Favorite city? Denver? Because you get drunk off of one beer
And
you're
they
way
have
up there.
Avery,
Avery.
which is the whip.
That
Are
just
you-
came
are
off. Is that? I don't know. I mean, once you're drinking in a city,
I like
it's
drinking
like-
at home
Yeah.
because I can't drive my
are
house
you
into a
familiar
tree.
with
Yeah.
Avery Brewing?
So-
Oh, my friend. You need to
gonna
you need to
school
look
you.
into Avery. It's a fantastic beer company from Colorado.
That'd be the first one.
They make these amazing lines of beer, and they name them after like the Maharaja and Imperial, whatever. Can't think of any of the names, but man, anybody watching this that's a beer fanatic may know what I'm talking about, and yeah, Avery is good shit.
You get them all over.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does European beer culture compare to American beer culture?
It's way different.
In y'all, your
It's-
experience.
It's different, but they're kind of catching up to each other. It's
There's two different facets to that question because the beer culture is over there. You got kids that are drinking beer at like 12 years old. There's no big whoop about it.
Yeah.
You know.
You can hold a glass, you can drink the beer.
Yeah. So the stigma of drinking beer, you don't see people like turning 21 and just destroying themselves all the time because they've been able to drink beer since they were kids. So I think beer is a lot more respected over there.
Yeah.
And now, yeah, they're firing up the whole microbrew thing. So it's cool to see because we've been going over there since what 2007, 2008, and you would never see anything like that. It's only within the last couple of years that you start to see. It looks like you're in the States all of a sudden when you go downtown and you see these little breweries pop up, and they got the the vats right there in the window and everything.
they very much had their Budweisers and their PBRs where it was
Yeah.
like the green or red beer, and
Yeah.
you picked one of those, and then you're like, yeah, okay, that's what I'm gonna drink at this bar.
Have you guys played in Russia yet?
No,
Not yet.
Ukraine was.
Putin
Ukraine
won't
and-
return our calls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before the shit hit the
Like
fan
what?
in Ukraine, we were there, and then
Really?
shortly after.
Was it? I mean, did you
That was a
guys-
great time. We had a
great
blast. I mean, I did.
I too.
No, thanks. Fact check that.
Yeah, don't fact check that.
Have you guys done any Asian tour dates yet?
No, and we'd love to. It's Asia looks like a lot of fun, but It's a whole when you're out touring, and you're in the States or Europe or Asia, of course, I'm sure, is that it's a whole different world, a whole different culture, a whole different thing. It's just getting the hang of it, and that's one place we haven't been able to get into, and
it costs money to get there.
Yeah, oh yeah, and not even talking about that.
Yeah, it costs money to get there. Yeah. That's really our biggest hold up. People ask like, well, how come you haven't done Australia yet? We're like, because it costs a lot of money to get there, and
because we don't have rich family members.
Yeah,
we play rock and roll.
Yeah,
and it's not like we have a label that's advancing us a bunch of money. It's all in house. It's all these cats. So once get ahead of the bills and everything, and get after it, right?
You guys, I mean, you literally are on tour 10 months out of the year, correct? Pretty much.
We were.
We were. We recently, this year, we decided that we were going to try to change things up just to see how it would go, because we didn't want to start being that band that was coming to whatever city 3 times a year. It would get played out. Even in Detroit, we try to limit where we're from. We try to limit ourselves to a couple times a year playing. So we were like, well, how are we going to do that? Cut back on touring, but still be able to pay the bills, because to keep this machine going, it costs a lot of money. So one of our bread and butter things that we have is merchandise. That's basically what's been able to fund this operation since day one, was merchandising. So basically, one day we were playing a show, and a friend of ours gave us a stack of embroidered patches. And with these embroidered patches, we sold them all within a couple shows. And it sparked the idea to get an embroidery machine to make our own patches. Long story short, we started making our own. People started asking where we got them from. We started making them for friends' bands. We went from 1 machine to now we're at 6 embroidery machines.
Yeah.
And in the process, we bought a screen printing press, and we decided that we're going to start making our own merchandise, and we're going to make merchandise for all of our friends' bands too. So that, in the downtime of tours, we're now doing merchandising.
And we also grow bananas.
For the gorilla. Do you guys find that when you first started out to now, that you sell more records, or should I say MP3 or digital, more than you do at your actual shows?
I can't really gauge what we do digitally, for one very big bullshit reason, which I can't get into legally because our old record label sucks. But digitally, I don't know. But I can tell you that it doesn't feel like we're hurting from the fact that everyone now can just download all their music right to their computer or phone or whatever, because the fan base that we have, the friends that we have, people want to have an actual product in their hands. We sell CDs at every show the same way that we were back in 2004, especially when we have vinyl. And if we had our way and we could press everything right now to vinyl, we would do it. It's that vinyl is just expensive, and it's a lot of money to front, but eventually, if all goes well, we will be putting everything to vinyl, because the way I look at it, it's the way of the future. By stepping back to the past with that technology, vinyl is just fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, talking about craft breweries and vinyl records, that we're in the year 2015, but yet we're kind of acting like we're in 1960.
There's sometimes you have to look to the past to go with the future.
We're at a point now though where we've had over 100 years of recorded music, and so it's like we've been able to experience everything, and the consensus is vinyl's the best quality, digital's the most convenient. So wrap it up together. You get the vinyl and the digital download card in it.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds.
People are actually buying VHS now. VHS is sort of becoming like a new big
Cassette
thing
tapes
too.
even too.
I tell you what, some of those VHSs, you watching those things, and then you
It
compare
looks-
that to some of that HD.
Some movies were never meant to be digital. Never.
We were watching The Usual Suspects last night.
It
It
breaks
looked like
it-
the beginning of a bad porno.
Yes,
That's exactly what it
or
did.
even Raiders of the Lost Ark. It breaks your heart to watch these movies you grew up with that they look so real on the TV.
Yeah.
And now you watch them in this HD
It's all
bullshit.
squares
and the camera moves stupid. And it looks like you're standing there on set.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I love things on tape. Things on tape just are far superior to digital. Convenience is not there, but sometimes, to be able to get movie makeup across, to be able to get just a story across and sink into a movie without being pulled right out because something looks way too fake. Tape. No CGI.
CGI sucks.
Yeah.
So actually, we found, you guys a fan of The Thing? John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
Kurt
yeah.
Russell, all that.
Oh,
yeah,
Did you
yeah.
see the new one?
No.
I fell asleep.
Everything in it we thought was CGI. Watching it, we were thinking, oh man, that CGI just sucked. It was actually all monster makeup.
Righteous.
There wasn't really no CGI in the entire movie. It was kind of weird that
I will give it another chance. I fell asleep.
It's a bummer. The Stan Winstons and the Rick Bakers of the world, they're few and far between at this point, right?
I think Rick Baker even threw in the towel.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
He posted
Which is
some
sad,
big thing,
yeah.
about how he's, bent up about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are heavily influenced by horror themes. What got you into horror? Where was your starting point in which you're like, I want to write about that?
For me, it's funny, and it's kind of timely. Well, unfortunately, timely that Gunnar Henson, just passed away. But my earliest memory of watching movies was Texas Chainsaw Massacre with my dad sitting on the couch. It was back when you were just first able to rent movies and everything, VHS tapes, and I remember that, and it just sticks with you. I just remember him at the end swinging the chainsaw in the air, and that's probably one of the best horror flicks of all time as far as I'm concerned. And that was I'm a horror movie fan as much as I'm a dramatic movie fan or an action movie fan. I like cinema, and when it's good, I appreciate it. And so Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that's just good cinema.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, growing up watching very disturbing movies is great. Is great fodder for lyric writing.
When were you guys really into the Universal monsters and stuff like that?
I
too,
was,
or?
as a kid, for sure. I used to dress up like Bela Lugosi's Dracula, and I had Creature of the Black Lagoon.
That seems to be your thing too. When you're on stage, you seem to have that Bela Lugosi eye stare.
Yeah,
Me? Yeah, you do it. And when you look down at people, the crowd kind of goes, gets that spooky. So
Should have rose up from the table when we started taping.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
would have been cool.
Come up, yeah.
So we're gonna rate some beers.
Yeah, let's rate our beers out.
This is our first one before we send Ape to get our. No, this is not our first one.
I think you guys did the Ben and Jerry's, right?
Yeah,
We
that's
sure
what I
did.
got.
Ben and Jerry's. And
I'm almost done with it.
Me and Vic did the Narwhals.
Oh, did you?
Well,
I
So-
think.
yeah, I did the Narwhal.
The Narwhal.
Narwhal.
So Ben and Jerry's first. How was it?
Well, yeah, if I can.
Let me get a sip of your Ben and Jerry's so I can get a
Try it. I'm gonna say I'm a little biased because I was searching today for some Ben and Jerry's ice cream, so I'm probably just gonna like it. By no means are we a beer critic whatsoever, so whatever the three of us are at least about to say probably doesn't mean anything.
I mean, does it
Go ahead.
taste? Does it taste like Ben and Jerry's?
No.
It tastes like sweeter beer.
This glass smells like a fart.
Nice. It says
It does.
salted caramel brownie brown ale, but it just
That's
tastes,
definitely
it
brownie
tastes,
brown in
It
there.
tastes like a it tastes like a nut brown ale.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
very
doesn't.
nice.
I mean, I'm not trying to.
I don't get the
You're not
salted.
sponsored by New Belgium, are you?
No,
All right.
no.
It doesn't taste anything like what the label says. It said. You know, it tastes like a nut brown ale.
Okay,
But,
so
yeah.
let's give it one.
So we're gonna get rid of the salted.
What's our scale here?
I'll taste
one,
the salt.
1 out of 5 will be.
I'll taste the caramel. Really.
Okay,
It's
so you
very
got 1 to
faint.
5.
2.5.
2.5.
2.2.
2.2. All right.
Yeah.
So we got the Ben and Jerry's. Now how about the Narwhal?
Well, let's see. This is a Sierra Nevada product, known
start.
for their very
Hoppy.
hoppy beers.
Hoppy beers.
Uh,
Definitely not hoppy.
this beer has a lot of ass to it. Like
It tastes like ass.
no, like it's got a lot of bottom end to it. It's a heavy beer.
Oh, I'll
Um,
do that one.
you know, when you see the label Sierra Nevada, I would not. Yeah,
It's kind of like having terrapin too. Terrapin seems to be very big beer.
Turtle beer.
Turtle beer. Yeah. It's like Grateful Dead.
You know-
bottle at you.
I've become such a beer snob to the point of buying local.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Hey,
watch out. Where's our French press?
No, it's funny. I'm one of those guys where I go in, if I'm going to buy some craft beer or whatever, I try to find out if I'm in a different city. I'm like, what's local? I want to try the local stuff, and it's always cool to try new stuff. I always steer clear of like your Sam Adams or your Sierra Nevada, but Sam Adams, I've had some of their stuff that they're making now, and it's really good.
They're definitely up in their game.
Yeah.
So
So I'm glad I tried this because me being the beer snob that I've suddenly become would be somebody that would pass this by, but it isn't good. So, I give this a 3.8 out of 5.
Monkey digs.
Monkey likes the
What do you think,
narwhal.
Monkey?
Monkey likes the narwhal.
Monkey and
likes the
Monkey and
narwhal.
we're beer connoisseurs together, and so we're on the same page. So
I was actually surprised. I don't know if you guys have read anything about beer news or anything, but Anheuser-Busch recently bought out almost 120 different beer
that's it. They are
properties.
the beer monopoly.
Beer monopoly.
They bought Miller, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And InBev
What?
bought a ton of them. Goose Island, they bought out.
Anheuser-Busch
Goose
bought
Island.
Miller?
Oh, yeah, you know what
They,
they're trying to do?
they merged, but
They're trying to
I didn't
smush them
realize
away.
that.
Yeah.
Because you know what? They probably had it. You gotta think, he was talking earlier that when you walked into a bar, you had 4 choices of beer. And now
There's like.
some bars have 135 they promote and stuff like that.
Will's Pub has 136 different beers.
Oh,
Just to show off.
There you go.
See, now
So-
this tastes like the label says, unlike the Ben & Jerry's one.
Well, the label tells
Talks
me that
about-
it tastes like whale.
I mean, have
It's
you ever
a
drank whale?
Narwhal.
I drank whale all the time.
don't narwhals
I've
have
been
a
drinking whale for
unicorn
25
thing?
years.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
that
what
is.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I
Just here.
there we go.
It says cocoa.
Okay, cool. I don't have my glasses on.
Cocoa and coffee. I can taste that.
Yeah, no, it's there's a lot going on in that beer. It's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
It's like a coffee
complex.
stout.
You don't talk.
Yeah, you don't talk.
Monkey.
Ooga booga.
Yeah, that's the only words
right.
you know.
We'll translate for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, this New Belgium Ben & Jerry, from what I've tasted, it's basically, hey, we're gonna throw Ben & Jerry on here, and you're gonna buy it because you like Ben & Jerry.
It reminds me of the Sam Adams nut brown that they put in their like holiday seasonal.
You ever notice like when you buy those packs, you get like one that you like, and then the other 3 you're like, what
Right.
were they thinking? Like, was this the swill at the bottom of the tank?
Yeah, and
Or was
you
they-
give them
they
to your
tried
shitty
it.
cousin at Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Yeah.
Just
That's
pass
what
off the
I would definitely give it to my cousin.
Yeah,
You don't know any better. You just drink
or
it.
to the ape. The ape will eat anything. He is our garbage disposal.
I will say though that New Belgium, like we've drank New Belgium in Fort Collins, where they're from,
Yeah.
and
Fair.
they are a great company, and they do have good products. So please, if you haven't tried any New Belgium product, don't be turned off by the fact that I thought it smelled like turkeys.
Are you sponsored by?
I am not. I don't want to badmouth a company that people are they're
Yeah, but
they're nice
badmouth.
dudes.
They
They make
can't
good
lie.
products, but
It's
it's
'cause they
just
teamed
this,
up
this
with Ben &
particular
Jerry's.
this particular little nugget did not sit well with me.
I did have a question that I thought up perfectly for you guys.
Oh,
If you had $10 to get food and beer for you and your band,
that happens.
Sounds like right now.
Yeah, I was like,
what beer and what food would you buy?
Well, I already spent my $10 on food because what was food today?
It was $11.
Yeah, it was too, you had to borrow one of my dollars.
Yeah.
Too much.
Whew.
So $10 to get food and a beer.
To get beer for you and your bandmates, and food.
Oh, so yeah,
Screw these guys. I ain't
You have to
getting
get both for the three.
So you have a $10 bill, and I'm like, I'm looking at
$10
these guys, and I'm like, okay, so
you have to get
you
drinks
gotta
for
realize-
all of us and eat.
Yes.
That's not
What
happening.
country are we living in where you
Yeah.
$10 can
Are
feed?
we- are we in Poland?
All right.
Oh,
sorry,
which
after
group?
you-
Pan to douche.
Yeah, because we're in Poland. I make $10 go really far and get hammered and have awesome food.
Magnum
Yeah.
ice cream bars and pan to douche.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen here.
I don't know. I tell you what. If we have $10 and we're in maybe somewhere in the Midwest, Detroit or Wisconsin or something, we probably get a round of PBRs and some hot dogs.
Round of PBRs and hot dogs. That sounds
You're giving me $10. I don't know what else I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
But if we're
I noticed that none of you were like Taco Bell.
But if we're in
One
San
bad
Francisco,
Taco Bell experience.
it's a food truck.
Taco
and,
Bell
like,
is
yeah.
always.
I didn't know we were leaving the bar. I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, if we're leaving the bar, yeah. Is this afterwards? Because if we're leaving the bar, then I'm like, well, White Castle or Crystal Burger.
Crystal Burger.
So if-
Or Taco Bell. I'm like, yeah, no problem.
Oh, yeah, for
Dude,
$10,
Dude, fire up a
400
bean
Crystal
burrito
Burgers
and go get a 40-ouncer
Yeah, that sounds pretty.
of whatever that I can afford with what's left of my $10 bill that you've given me.
Well, when you have what's
the
left, it'd
two
be
40
pronounced
ounces of
phony.
natty ice,
Oh,
Natty Ice Light.
here's the thing: is
Bud Ice.
this band was built upon shitty beer. This band was built upon yellow,
racks of PBR.
yellow, shitty, watered down American beer. And if there's anything I'm grateful for a lot of things, but one of the things I'm grateful for because of this band is expanding my knowledge of that you don't have to drink shitty yellow beer. Yes, it might not be fashionable, and now it might be overly fashionable to enjoy a good goddamn brew, but fuck what anybody says. Drink good beer. Life is way too short. Man, PBR has had a great run, but they've only won one ribbon.
Yeah.
Okay? That was a long fucking time.
Whoa, I think we had a comedian here tonight along with the man.
Hey. I'm just
That ribbon
saying.
is tattered and it's blowing in the wind.
No, dude, PBR is shit. Okay, it's what we drink before a show because there's not bottled water available.
Kind of tastes like bottled water. There you go.
I am.
Pressure water. So if you had to pick,
What's fucking pissing me off? It's like you have to drink 15 PBRs to feel any buzz. Yeah, enjoy.
Yeah, monkey see, monkey
Be on
drink.
your way, my friend. No, but it was fine when I was 18, sneaking into the bars and drinking because I was like, hey, this is beer, this is cool. But then as your tolerance builds up, maybe that's what it is, that we're pretty heavy drinkers, so that don't do shit. This it's got a little kick to it.
I would definitely take a PBR over a Hurricane any day.
I don't even know what hurricane.
Never had
I don't
a
know what a
Hurricane.
hurricane
I
is.
should have got Hurricane because you guys would have been like,
What's a hurricane?
Are you talking about like when we go down to New
Absolutely.
Orleans?
It's absolutely
Right.
weird.
Hand
It's
grenades?
Like, it's
You're talking about like the slushy.
9% PBR. It's just it's
Sparks.
Oh, it's like not Mad Dog.
It's like
Steel
Steel
Reserve.
Reserve.
MD 2020, y'all.
No, Steel Reserve. Like just a malted
malt liquor.
beer.
It's not even malted. It's just like a lot. They like label it as a lager, but it's
Do you remember Sparks?
no.
Oh,
You know,
missed
some
out.
of our albums were written on Sparks.
Yeah,
Some-
Drunk in the Daylight.
Daylight was fueled by Sparks.
All Sparks.
Fueled.
They all
Should have been called Drunk.
How old
Drunk
are
in
you?
Sparks.
Sparks in the
I'm 20
Daylight.
Sparks in the
You're
Daylight.
25.
That's exactly what I was.
He's 25, so that would
You might have
do
missed
the
the
math,
era of
you
good.
missed the era of Sparks.
good
but-
Sparks.
A good spark, yes, exactly. They still make Sparks, but it's basically like shitty energy drink. It's like
It's malted
It's a Four Loco.
shit.
it's like a Four Loco, but Four Loco was wild as shit for a while. Now
Four
you
Loko
start-
was made for girls. Sparks was made for men who had to get shit done quickly. Like
Yeah, they used to.
That
put
needed
the
to be
Sparks-
drunk.
It was some kind of energy drink along with vodka or something,
mm-hmm.
or maybe it was always malted.
I've heard rumors that it was started out, and again, people are going to be able to correct this, no problem. But I
Don't
heard
fact
rumors.
check us.
Yeah, don't fact check us. I heard rumors that it started out with vodka and energy drink that was Sparks, and then it went to malt liquor and energy drink. But for whatever, there was an era of this beverage called Sparks. You can get it in orange or blue. They both kick your ass.
And they look like a battery.
Yeah, they look like a battery.
Looked like it was a copper top Duracell.
And man, you drink a few of those, and it felt like you hit the crack pipe.
I wouldn't know.
So says John.
I don't know. I can't compare my drinks to crack
there was many a Koffin Kat lyric and just music writing session that was based upon Sparks, and just everything's great, everything's awesome, and
it's like a 5-year window when Sparks was legitimate.
Yeah, now it's just shit. It'll just tear your guts up.
Find it.
Yeah.
We were talking about this earlier. So, what was your first drinking experience that you remember, and what was your first beer in the same breath?
I remember he used to drink blackberry brandy, which was weird.
Fuck yeah.
It's gross.
But if we're talking about beer,
Beer?
it's a beer podcast.
I get that.
This is his first drinking experience.
Or not podcast, we're on a YouTube. I don't know why I keep saying podcast.
I mean, are you talking about like your dad sneaking you sips at the table?
Yeah, I mean that was my very
Let's go
first.
ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. Is like, here, one day you're gonna drink a lot of this, but right now it tastes like shit, and that's exactly what it tastes like.
You remember the first
Shit.
time you drank?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I do. I don't remember my first. I can't recall my first beer.
I think I was like right around 15, 16. Like
I would shoot somewhere in there.
yeah, 15, 16. You know, hanging around with some ne'er-do-wells, being a goody two shoes, and then it's hey, try this. And, okay, I think it was like a Budweiser or something, something cheapy.
Yeah,
Some
it would have been
cheapy
something
bullshit.
bad. It would have been anything.
It wasn't anything.
regular.
I don't know any sophisticated 15-year-olds that are handing me the next craft beer, going, "Hey, you need to try this."
You know what was? You know, our parents had what was the fruity drink in the
Malibu.
No, like the lemon.
We had Seagrams,
and then
Seabreeze?
and when we were like at that age, 18, 19, 17,
Oh,
we had
Smirnoff Ice.
Smirnoff Ice, and
Oh.
Mike's Hard Lemonades. Those were like
Mike's Hard Lemonade shows up at every party.
those were
Someone's gonna
thing.
bring it.
Not now,
Well, hey, maybe not the parties you go to.
but those were Zimas. That's what I said.
Zima, oh my god,
Those were our parents' Zimas, and then we had those, and I just remember at 18, and you're like, oh, these aren't so bad, and then after a night of drinking them, you're just like, feel like
Oh yeah, well that was the thing where it's like Smirnoff Ice tasted the closest thing to just pop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Soda. And you're like, oh, this is cool until you discover what heartburn was at the age of like 17.
Do
Ulcer.
you remember? All right, I don't remember.
Monkey, you gotta get our next round too. I don't know what
get
else
after
we're
it.
trying.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Don't trip over that wire.
There's a skit on Saturday Night Live. It was the Levi's 3-legged jeans. That was Zima to me. Zima of alcohol was Levi's 3-legged jeans. Like nobody wants this, nobody needs this, but it's trendy, so we're gonna get it.
three-legged jean?
A leg and a leg and a leg. You don't remember that SNL sketch?
Disco.
With Tim Meadows. Disco, good. Yeah, alright, fine.
I feel
Alright.
like I missed that.
Yeah.
Hey, it's going over like a fart in church.
Yeah.
No problem.
I feel like I was doing cool things on Saturday nights.
Oh, okay.
Like drinking Zimas.
Drinking
Yeah.
Zimas with your buddy.
Do you remember the first time that you got drunk?
Yeah, I was.
Yes.
I was a little older. I was like 17 or 18.
I think I was.
It was
Yeah.
right, like it was,
yeah.
it was high school graduation time.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think I was 16, 17. But the first time that I ever got drunk basically foreshadowed future events of getting drunk with friends because we snuck a bottle of tequila from, some parents would have the basement bar, but nobody ever partied at the basement bar, just collected dust, all the bottles.
Mm.
So you pull the one bottle that they're never touching, and it's the tequila bottle.
Oh.
So we all got fucking hammered on tequila, drank the whole bottle, but it was the yellow tequila or brown tequila. And so
beers that we haven't tried yet.
Yeah,
what
what
is this?
that was all they had.
No, we have
There's
one more
there's
beer.
cans
There's
in
four.
there. What's those green cans in there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You're doing a terrible job.
You got one job, monkey.
I mean, I appreciate this beer. I mean, I don't want to sound no.
No, we do appreciate the beer, but
no,
this is
just-
a beer.
Don't make him
tasting-
mad. He might start throwing poop at
I was
us.
gonna say this is a
The whole point of this is to try different things.
Beer cast. So
There we go.
there.
Nah, you're
Shank you.
jamming.
Yeah.
This is Cigar City Brew. This
Oh, that's
actually
Cigar
Alai.
City,
You guys
yeah.
are going
We're
there
actually
tomorrow
going
in
there
Tampa.
tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I'll just
try
drink
it.
it out of
It's
the can because
amazing.
I got still. High Alai, like the
Yeah, like the game.
180 mile an hour balls going at your face.
Losing your face.
No, I want a can.
Story of my ex-wife's life.
Anyway, so we had this.
Some bitterness come out right there.
That's just funny. Being silly.
Go ahead.
Highlight.
Holla.
We took. So we grabbed the tequila. We drank the tequila. We're all stupid and young and drunk, and we're like, "Oh shit!" Got paranoid. Like, "Oh no, we're gonna get found out." So we decided to all pee in the bottle and fill it back up.
Well, that one.
That was my first. Yeah, that was my
Grapefruit.
idea.
I
And
want some special sauce.
I was like,
Dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
that says a lot about the years to come because that same ingenuity of awesomeness
So you're,
from
you're,
drinking.
You're
Yeah.
saying you've been stealing tequila from your friend's parents?
For years.
No, I'm saying.
For years. For years.
No, I'm
I
saying.
can't trust you
I'm
in my
not
house.
used to- Yeah.
I think you missed half the story.
Don't head over to my mom's
Wouldn't
house
say we
anytime
missed it.
soon, right?
I didn't even like tequila.
No one likes tequila.
Nobody likes tequila. Except
He hates tequila.
I hate tequila too.
Yeah,
I
thank
had a
you.
bad experience.
But if you catch him on the right night where he's loaded enough, you'll see him crying drinking a tequila bottle.
I did not cry.
He was like, I don't like this. I have to drink this.
Nothing of what you just said is true. Obviously, you steal from our parents. So
No,
we should be
we
careful
can
about
fact
what you
check
say
this.
right now.
We can fact check this
We-
with Jose in Sacramento.
It'll be like a
That's
week
what
from
that
now. You
tastes
guys
like.
will be on Wikipedia fact or fiction.
Oh,
Like,
he feeds
it's
it.
true that you cried drinking a
Someone's
tequila.
gonna chime in.
I don't like this.
I was there. I seen him. He was crying.
There's a video that's gonna pop up like Tommy breaking the radio, and then it's
Yeah. Actually, I mean, there's quite a few interesting videos. I mean, you guys are like multifaceted. You know, I mean, obviously you guys have amazing tattoos. You drink beer. You're into horror movies. You guys have done interviews on almost every subject out there, pretty much.
Yeah, you get us drunk. We'll talk about anything.
especially if we're drunk.
Or you give me muffins. Apparently, you guys like muffins.
I have to see this muffin thing.
We were outside, basically where we were parked today. Shannon did the video like right there, and we were outside, and it was.
And I was
poking
like-
each other in the nuts
and I was
and
like,
doing the normal.
Do you know the muffin man? The muffin man.
You did do that, and then you
Did
were
I
like,
do that?
and then she was like, "So, which one of you guys got tased lately?" And you were like, "No, on this tour. No tasing on this tour."
No, ain't nobody got tased on this one.
Ian, for three shots, he let a bartender tase him in the nuts, which was actually funny in our position. But I was like, for 3 shots, that's kind of cheap.
Yeah, I
you should
would've
like
at least
up that
taken-
ante, you know?
I'll trade poison for
Yeah,
food.
I want free alcohol for the rest of my life.
Ooh, 4.5 out of 5.
Grapefruit.
I was just about to ask
That's
you. We're
your-
gonna wrap
this is
it
your
up
beer?
with
This is
the
like what you
highlight.
like?
This is good shit right here.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like-
4.5.
4.5. Dude, this. If you're working outside in your yard on a hot summer day, whew,
That would be
throw me one of these.
highlight, huh? Yeah, it's like that's been an award-winning beer, the highlight.
I get it.
That's also how I gauge beers too. Is that whenever I'm home, if I'm home and I'm working out in the yard, I'm working in the garage or whatever.
What about if it's cold?
If it's cold, you give me one of these heavy ass beers, man.
So how about you two before we wrap up?
I'm not gonna give this a 4.5. I will give this. I'm gonna go more 3.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's your
enjoy.
opinion.
I enjoy. That's what this is all about. Don't get mad.
Yeah, I gotta give it hovering around a 3 too. Like I can have one, but for me with beer, when it comes to beer, I want something that I can have 6 of them in the fridge, and if I have an evening where I just want to drink. Oh, this guy. Oh, an ape that plays the violin. Congratulations. If I can buy 6 beers and drink all 6 in the night and not feel shame in the morning, that's what I want.
That's a good beer.
I would feel shame if I drank 6 of these because first of all, I don't even think I could drink 3 of these. at all. It's just it's very very flowery and fruity, and I get the hops, I get all that.
Fruit the fuck out of me. I'm good. Fucking.
Somebody already did.
Out there raking leaves. Woo.
How do you rake leaves? What's that motion again?
Wait, what's that again?
Do you guys rake leaves here in Florida?
Rarely. I mean,
They don't have
We
autumn.
just hire people to do
They
it.
don't have autumn. They have
Like,
spring and summer. That's all they
What are you
have.
talking about?
It's like $10.
Leaves.
Yeah, there's like a million guys. I'll do your lawn for you.
Give me this
$10.
shit all day long. Woo.
They have coconuts.
That we don't really have trees either. I mean, you don't really have leaves on a
Yeah.
palm tree.
Give me this, I'll punch an alligator in the face.
We got alligators.
There, that's more cheer.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
slam that and they got alligators.
I don't want to split hairs, but they'll punch an alligator in the face for no beer.
Yeah.
The producer over there is telling us.
The battery.
Wrap it up.
The bat.
They're giving us
There's low bats flying.
Low bats.
low bat warning.
I didn't get a chance. We're gonna have to catch up next time.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, because
We'll have to do a round two.
sours.
Sours.
Oh, yes.
We could do the sours.
We did.
Let's do it.
So
Let's
maybe
do.
we actually do it for breakfast. Really not.
Mm.
Come back. Yeah.
Righteous.
Just the beers.
Right on.
We thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
much.
Appreciate it. Very, very much.
We
Very,
appreciate
very
your
much.
hospitality.
Ricky has a human hand. That's weird.
Weird.
It is weird. Well,
Thank
we
you.
evolved from him.
Thank you to anybody who took the time to watch this. We really appreciate it. You can find us at CoffinKatsRock.com or, anywhere that the social media.
Google Koffin Kats with
Yeah.
K's.